Doctors with diabetic patients will say that morning blood sugar spikes are normal. Yet some disagree, and would go as far to say as that morning spikes are dangerous and should be controlled as soon as possible. With differing opinions, it can be hard to choose which one to listen to. After all, nobody should decide for their health by basing it on what suits their lifestyle. So, which doctor should you listen to if each one has their own 2 cents about the topic? And do you think personally that morning blood sugar spikes are normal? Don't overthink it. We're here to help you understand the differing opinions, as well as how you can prevent extreme morning spikes. If you like this video and want to see more like it, please hit the like and subscribe button so we can make more like it. Now, let's first discuss why some doctors would say that morning blood sugar spikes are completely normal and shouldn't be a cause for concern. These doctors know, from studying physiology and endocrinology, that the liver is to blame for the morning blood sugar spikes. They've considered that after your body's finished metabolizing all that you've eaten while asleep, it ran out of its main source of energy. This energy needed for waking up and functioning is sugar. To make up for the sugar it has metabolized, it triggers the liver to release its glycogen stores. Glycogen is a substance that your body produces to store sugar. So when you wake up after a long night's rest, your body asks your liver, "Please release glycogen so I could have energy for waking up." But doctors who say that morning blood sugar spikes are unhealthy and should be avoided rely on newfound research. Yes, they studied the same complex subjects as the doctors who agreed, but they lean more into new knowledge about the spikes. New studies suggest that morning blood sugar spikes can result from what's known as the dawn phenomenon and Somogyi effect. The Somogyi effect suggests that when the hormone insulin reduces your body's blood sugar level too much, it triggers an interaction. Your pancreas, one of the most important digestive organs, takes measures to counteract the effects of insulin. Once your blood sugar goes below the minimum, your pancreas releases a hormone known as glucagon to bring it back to normal. In healthy people, this is a fairly normal occurrence as it typically occurs in a loop. However, diabetics face a much different experience because certain types of diabetics no longer produce insulin. They have to regularly inject themselves with the hormone insulin to maintain their blood sugar levels. Some of them would inject the hormone into their bloodstream right before sleeping to lower their blood sugar levels. Can you guess what happens next? If you guessed that the Somogyi effect takes place, then congrats. You've paid close attention to this video and you are one step closer to making a wise decision for your health. Fun fact, the Somogyi effect is named after Michael Somogyi, one of the people who refined the method to determine blood sugar levels. Going back, because insulin diabetics inject lower blood sugar levels while they're sleeping, the body tries to equalize it for the energy they need to wake up. The pancreas releases glucagon, which signals the liver to release its glycogen stores to increase blood sugar levels. This is why some doctors claim that morning blood sugar spikes are dangerous, as having extreme levels of blood sugar early in the morning can pose a threat to the lives of many diabetics. So what do you think about morning blood sugar spikes? Are they dangerous in general, or are they only dangerous in certain cases? For some, having high blood sugar in the morning can be utterly terrifying. So we found the top 5 ways you can prevent these morning spikes. Ready? Let's begin with number 5. Change the time and dose of diabetes medications. Something as simple as changing the time you take your diabetes medication can make a great impact on your morning blood sugar levels. This is most especially the case if the medication includes taking a shot of insulin. Remember that the Somogyi effect occurs when your body makes up for the reduced blood sugar after a shot of insulin. So taking it right before sleeping can cause a large spike in your morning blood sugar levels. However, you shouldn't immediately change when and how much your diabetes medications you should take in a day, as that is also dangerous. Before taking any steps to change your medication routine, consult your doctor. Raise the concern that your morning blood sugar levels are extremely high, and that you think changing the timing of your diabetes medication can help you prevent the morning spikes. At the end of the day, they should be able to clear up any concerns you have regarding your medication. They should be able to explain why they gave you that timing and dosage as well. Well, what about those who are not taking medications for diabetes but still want to prevent morning blood sugar spikes? is there also a way for them to reduce blood sugar levels right after waking up? That's where number 4 comes in. Exercise. We know, you're just tired of hearing that word from just about every health video you've seen. But stay a while, and we'll tell you why exercise is one of the best ways to manage morning spikes. There are 3 main sources of energy your body needs: carbohydrates, proteins, and sugar. When your body doesn't have any carbohydrates or proteins to digest, its quickest source of energy is from metabolizing sugar. Thus, performing aerobic exercises is a good way to increase the uptake of sugars by your muscles without needing too much insulin. Reducing the need for your pancreas to produce insulin while you're young is a good way to prevent contracting diabetes early on. According to the American Diabetes Association, exercise may lower your blood sugar levels for as long as 24 hours. As a matter of fact, you don't even need to do explosive exercises shortly after waking up. You can do something as simple as going for a walk, doing some strengthening workout, or even doing a little bit of yoga. What's important to note is that you shouldn't shock your body with explosive exercises like weightlifting and sprinting. Doing such explosive exercises can do the opposite of maintaining your blood sugar levels, which causes it to rise rather than reduce. So it's best to keep your workouts light and refreshing, as your body still needs to warm up for the rest of the day's activities. Aside from exercise, another word you'll typically hear from other YouTube health videos is diet, which is number 3. Have a light breakfast. Watching what you eat for breakfast and changing it may not lower your morning blood sugar level, but it does help with controlling it. Many people are used to having a heavy breakfast, which mostly consists of a high carbohydrate meal and some protein to match. You have to consider that the body breaks down carbohydrates ingested into sugar. This leads to a higher concentration of glucose in the bloodstream. So, having a morning spike and still eating a high carbohydrate meal for breakfast increases your chances of entering a hyperglycemic state. This is why it would be best for you to keep it light for breakfast. A light meal can consist of a good portion of lean meat, healthy fats, as well as food rich in fiber. One of the most common yet overlooked breakfast foods is eggs. Eggs are rich in protein, can be cooked in healthy fats, and have some fiber on them. Pairing an egg with certain fruits or other kinds of food can help you feel full to the brim without affecting your blood sugar levels too much. Think avocados, beans, cheese, and whole fresh fruit. These options, and more, can help you keep breakfast light without feeling like you ate less. The common breakfast foods to avoid increasing your already high blood sugar are pastries, bagels, PB&J sandwiches, cereals, and much more. These kinds of foods will only be digested into glucose, which is the main sugar responsible for high blood sugar levels. Up until now, we've talked only about medication, exercise, and food to help control your morning blood sugar spike. Not a lot of drinks like juices or shakes are beneficial for morning blood sugar spikes, because they almost always contain sugar. Thus, drinking these in the morning when you have a blood sugar spike will only increase your glucose levels further. However, there is one drink that can help prevent morning spikes, and it's not water. This brings us to number 2, apple cider vinegar. Yes, the same vinegar that was trending for its skincare benefits. Apple cider vinegar has quite a lot of health benefits, and that's because it's rich in nutrients that are good for you when taken or used in the right amount. Diabetics should be familiar with the medication metformin. It's a drug prescribed to type 2 diabetics to lower the blood sugar levels by increasing the cellular uptake of glucose. This means that the cells in your body work faster to absorb more glucose to reduce its concentration in the blood. And glucose, being the main suspect when it comes to high blood sugar levels, can no longer enter into cells where it isn't needed, essentially preventing a hyperglycemic state. Apple cider vinegar has the same effect. By acting on your cells and telling them to absorb more sugar from your blood, they help reduce your blood sugar levels. Many articles might tell you that it worsens your condition. They would make claims that apple cider vinegar will only damage your kidneys and not work as well as other medications or herbs. However, countless studies have proven that despite not being a good enough cure for diabetes, the drink does lower blood sugar levels. Taking in as little as 4 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar can already be impactful on your blood sugar levels. Be wary though. Apple cider vinegar is a very acidic drink or condiment, so always make sure you've had a meal before consuming it. This will help prevent increasing acid levels in your stomach, which may cause stomach pains from hyperacidity. Be also careful not to consume too much, as apple cider vinegar can be damaging to the kidneys. You can offset this by drinking lots of water throughout the day, or by just taking apple cider vinegar in moderation. A simple recipe you can follow is by adding some apple cider vinegar to your tea, or drizzling it on your breakfast egg to taste. Take it how you want to, just always keep in mind that you should take it with a meal and in careful moderation. We've gone through 4 of the 5 best ways you could prevent morning spikes. So now, the burning question is, what is really the best way you can control morning blood sugar spikes? Have you guessed it yet? At number 1, limit your intake of high glucose foods in the evening. This is the best and only way you can control morning blood sugar spikes, even those of you who are not diabetic. When we say limit, what we really mean is that you should be careful of what you eat, especially a few hours before sleeping. So what are these high glucose foods? One good example is carbohydrates. Can you remember why? The body breaks down carbohydrates into its component sugars, most of which are typically glucose. It also doesn't take as much time to digest carbohydrates as compared to proteins, so having a heavy load of it in the evening can cause a morning blood sugar spike. But this doesn't mean that you should no longer eat carbohydrates, as foods rich in these are also essential for day-to-day activities. In fact, going a day without consuming carbohydrates may lead you to feel weak and tired. This could seriously impact your work, but consuming it in the night, especially those low in fiber, can keep your blood sugar level up throughout the night. Studies have also found that simple carbohydrate foods like white bread, colas, and pastries can lead to a blood sugar spike. This is then followed by a sudden crash in sugar levels, which triggers the release of 2 hormones, cortisol and adrenaline. Familiar with them? These hormones are usually known as your stress hormone and fight or flight hormone respectively. Imagine if both of these hormones were circulating in your bloodstream right before sleeping. Aside from how much carbohydrates you consume in the evening, the quality of food is also a key factor. Because you're going to need more energy in the day as compared to the night, it's advisable to have simple carbs at lunch or as snacks. If in the evening, you feel as if you crave sweet food, then consider pairing some fresh fruit with a lean protein and some fat like cheese and nuts. This simple pairing can be enough to stabilize your blood sugar levels throughout the night. So now you've found out the 2 major factors at play in your morning blood sugar spikes. We think that these spikes are fairly normal, unless of course there is already an underlying disease like diabetes. Do you agree? Head down to the comments section to let us know. What about the top 5 ways you can prevent these spikes? Do you, like us, think that these are the best ways to keep your morning blood sugar levels in check? Or do you have suggestions on how others can lower their morning blood sugar levels as well? Feel free to let us and others in the community know how you keep your blood sugar levels in check. Before you go, hit the like and subscribe buttons to get more videos like this. Thanks for watching.